We've been looking at a summation of Mormon beliefs. We've covered the first 12, and I want to return and continue this summation and complete it. If you will, let us look at the 13th distinction. Men may also become gods one day, just like the Heavenly Father, if they are faithful members of the LDS Church. This doctrine, by the way, is called the law of eternal progression. The 14th distinction is that the Bible of the LDS Church is the Mormon book, or the Book of Mormon, which was inspired by the Heavenly Father. Now, the Bible of Hebraic Christianity, I use that terminology, really referencing the Bible as we know it of Christianity, Bibles that we have accepted, in particular the historic King James Bible and other translations of various kinds. These Bibles have been held as being corrupted, and they can only be properly understood if they are reinterpreted correctly, and of course the standard for that would be the Book of Mormon. Joseph Smith himself revised 3,400 verses of the Christian Bible. However, Smith failed to complete the version that he was working upon that would be a revision of the Christian Bible, so the Mormon Church has traditionally adopted the use of the King James Bible. 15th distinction. When Smith was visited by John the Baptist, the Aaronic priesthood was restored to Smith. This priesthood today is normally entered into by young men at the age of 13 or 14 years. 16th, the Mormon temple is where secret ceremonies, weddings, their sealings, endowments are conducted. Non-Mormons are not permitted in any LDS temples once they have been consecrated. Also, a temple garment is given and is to be worn always, except when the individual is bathing. Now, the garment is a reminder of their vows. Needless to say, let me simply make reference to this, and you can take your time and look these things up. Much of the ceremonial practices that you find within the Mormon temple, even the structure and the layout of the Mormon temple, comes from the Masonic Lodge. Joseph Smith himself was a member of the Masonic Lodge, and he founded the Masonic Lodge in Nauvoo, Illinois. 17th distinction. Originally, black skin was considered the sign of a curse, and LDS leaders would not allow blacks into church membership. However, today that view has changed. Remember, this is a church that is a continuing church, a church of continuing prophecies, a changing church. Again, don't forget the little model that we've given. The live prophet trumps the dead prophet. The 18th distinction. Children are without sin until they reach the age of accountability. Thus, they do not need to be baptized. And if they die prior to the age of accountability, they will enter into celestial exaltation. The 19th distinction. Church members are required to tithe 10% of their income. They are also to give alms to the poor, fast once a month, and have weekly family times together. This occurs sometimes on Monday nights in particular. But note, if you will, here we do see some evangelical things that are held in common. That is, being the fact that they have a strong family value center. 20th distinction. Church members must abstain from alcohol, tobacco, caffeine, and avoid pornography and viewing of and participation in movies that are morally bankrupt. Distinction 21. Young men are to serve on the mission field for 2 years. Distinction 22. Polygamy, which was originally taught by Smith to be acceptable, was in 1890 officially forbidden to be practiced within the LDS Church. Distinction 23. The United States of America is divinely ordained according to the teaching of the Bible, and the Garden of Eden was originally somewhere within the state of Missouri. This, by the way, is where Jesus will return to earth, in Missouri again, at his second coming. And the Constitution of the United States is considered a divinely inspired document. Distinction 24. There is a baptism for the dead. people within the LDS Church can, through proxy, be baptized on behalf of other individuals who have died, have gone on, who did not join the LDS Church. They can be baptized for them in order that they might receive their eternal inheritance. 25. Marriages may be sealed for eternity along with their children. Distinction number 26. Revelations are still coming, and the church may change with its doctrines over time. It has in the past. It may well do so in the future. Distinction number 27. Church members can still have miracles, signs, and wonders, healings, speaking in tongues, ongoing prophecies, and visions, even up to this day. Distinction number 28. Education is a spiritual reality, and it intersects with temporal matters. Thus, education affects eternal issues, and thus education for the Mormon Church is a very high priority for their children. And distinction number 29. Jesus is coming back to rule the earth again. The LDS church members, or the church itself, by and large, are classified as premillennialist. Now, this is the summation of the teaching of the LDS Church, or the Mormon Church as we know it. There are many things that we can see identified within the broad evangelical and fundamental church. But the heart of their theology, their soteriology, and all of the ramifications of it, their doctrine of God, their doctrine of Christ, all of these things are wholly at odds with the historic evangelical and Presbyterian Church, and for that matter, even with many of the teachings of the Roman Catholic Church. Thus, you now have a very clear overview of the teaching of the Mormon doctrines. But the question that we're really trying to get at is, having known this now, what their religious views are, what do we do about the issues of politics? Can we elect a Mormon as evangelical Christians? Can we actually vote for him for President of the United States? We will deal with that question and answer it in the future presentations.